2 for 1 in one day. Let's get started. Another Let's Play. Because we are backlogged and we need to get through some of this. Last time, in case you don't remember what happened 8 hours ago, we dealt with Brock in the gym. So, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. See what we can knock out. Alright. So we got our potions. See, I think we need to come up here. I can't remember if we do this now or later. Oh, I don't have any money. Well, never mind. Guess I need my stimulus check before I'm going to visit the fossil museum. Okay, so let's go beat some trainers. And we definitely can use the money because we need to continue to buy some supplies for our trip through the cave. And let me think. Okay, so Charmeleon's going to be in front because he was the one that we were using last time. I want to level Pikachu more because we need to start getting ready for the second gym, and that will also be effective at dealing with the 277 Zubats that we're going to run into in the cave here coming up. So, alright. I'm telling you, every time with that accuracy, I always get paranoid that I'm just going to be sitting here taking swipes for hours on end. Okay, Pidgey. Yes. Let's go to Pikachu. Man, they really make you wait to get the stones for evolving the various Pokemon. So you don't get that until you get all the way over to Celadon City. And you have to go up to that big mart. It's like one of the top floors where they have the stones. Because one of the things I always wanted, and I kind of, Nidoking kind of spoiled me with this, is it Nidoking or Nidoking? I've always heard both. I guess it's Nidoking. I don't know. Because it's an I, right? Nidoking. Nidoking. I don't know. Anyway, because you get the Moonstone, right? So when you go through Mount Moon, which is the cave that's coming up, you get the Moonstone, and if you've been working on your Nidoran, then you can get the evolution like before you even hit the second gym. And to have a third stage evolution that quick into the game is pretty awesome. But the Raichu, you can't have that until you're, close to 4 gyms in. And I always wanted to have a Raichu earlier in the game. But alright. Bug Catcher, of course, where Charmeleon would be more effective. That's alright. We got to get these levels going here. So, and the other reason I always like to have electric type Pokemon in the party outside of the effectiveness is to use Thunder Wave. So when you're getting ready to capture the legendaries, right? My favorite method is to try to put them to sleep. Now usually I need a grass type Pokemon in order to successfully accomplish that, or a bug like Butterfree. But you definitely always want to make sure that you're giving them some sort of a status condition, right, after you get them low enough health. Because I think for Gen 1, I want to say it's like a 3 times multiplier in terms of improved odds. You have to get the health low enough first. And that is one thing I will give to the later games that are far more effective, is that they have the, what's the move called? False Swipe. So the False Swipe TM allows you to basically hit a Pokemon and take it down to 1 HP, but it'll never KO them. So it's super effective when you can take them down to 1 hit, then implement a status change, and then it's almost like a, I don't want to say guaranteed capture. It's a guaranteed capture on most Pokemon that aren't going to be legendary, right? Because the catch rate on them, if I'm not mistaken, is with an Ultra Ball, like less than 5 HP, as well as a status change. I think it's like a 3% chance per Ultra Ball, so it's still not super high. And man, I remember one time, I was actually playing Fire Red on my Game Boy Advance. And I was not paying attention, because I was playing it as I was starting to get tired. And I kept pressing, throw Ultra Ball, throw Ultra Ball. I was trying to catch Zapdos in the power plant. And I kept hitting throw Ultra Ball. And I was so tired I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't realize that I was out of Ultra Ball. So I really should have reset the fight and tried again. And then I accidentally threw my Master Ball that I was saving for Mewtwo. And so I was like, oh, finally, I got it. That's awesome. I'm going to go to bed now. And I saved the game. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was checking my inventory and I was like, where did my Master Ball go? Well, the Master Ball had been used and I had already saved the game. And it wasn't an emulator, so it's not like I could kind of rewind or do some sort of a quick save or quick state restore. So, all right, item. We picked these potions up for a reason, so we're not constantly running back to the Pokemon Center. And keep grinding up. But anyway, yeah, that was, needless to say, I wasn't too happy about that. But I still was able to catch Moltres and Mewtwo with Ultra Balls. So, and I saw in Fire Red, Moltres is in like a completely different area. So when you do Fire Red, you have to go all the way down to those like, it's an additional part of the game that they added with the islands or whatever. But I was spending like all this time when I played through it the first time looking on Victory Road, because that's where Moltres originally was in the Gen 1 like this. And so I was like, oh, they're pretty faithful with the remake, right? So Articuno was in the Seafoam Islands, and then Zapdos was in the Power Plant. So I was like, obviously Moltres, I didn't even realize I was about to get KO'd. All right, so I guess we will be going to the Poke Center, because I'm over here rambling. But anyway, I was sitting there looking for Moltres, and I couldn't find a Moltres anywhere. And I was like, I guess it's not here. So then I don't like to look things up online right away. I always like to try and figure it out. That's part of the puzzle and the enjoyment of the game. But man, that one, I got so frustrated. I was just like, okay, so where is the Moltres if I'm not seeing it here? And then I found out it was in a completely different part of the game. So, and Articuno is definitely my favorite of the Gen 1 legendaries. I love Mewtwo, but Articuno is still my favorite. I like all the birds. I also like all the dogs in Gen 2. With I like the ice types. Suicune's my favorite in Gen 2 as well. So, alright, let's go back to the Poke Center. Because that little kid knocked my Pikachu out with a rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Alright. It's a shame you can't get revives this early in the game, because that would be helpful too. But they're also like super expensive. I thought they were like, are they 1,500 in this? I don't know. I know all the endgame stuff, and revives aren't really endgame, but all the endgame stuff is super expensive. I want to say it's like, 2,500 or something for a full restore, maybe 3,000, something like that. So. And in this game, certain things were also so much more difficult to come by. Like the things that could increase the move set. So I think they were like PP ups or whatever. You could find a couple of them. Oh, that's the kid I already beat. Okay. You could find a couple of them, but it wasn't like in the, the newer games where you can just purchase as many as you want to increase your move set. So you had to think long and hard, okay, which Pokemon has one of the most valuable moves? One of the ones I almost inevitably always did it for was number 1, Ice Beam on the Articuno. And the reason I did Ice Beam instead of Blizzard, because Blizzard's more powerful, is that Blizzard in this game has like a 70% chance to hit, 30% chance to miss. And of course, when I'm facing Lance in the Elite Four, I feel like it misses, 70% of the time and hits 30% of the time. So the Ice Beam is a guaranteed hit. It's pretty strong. It's 90 power, 100% accuracy. And so I definitely bumped that up because I need a lot of ice moves in order to take down the dragons for the Elite Four. And then in addition, one of my other favorites, when you beat Surge, you get Thunderbolt, which is a super powerful move. And when you get Thunderbolt, it is effective against most of the flying types. It's effective against the water types. And so I use it a lot, right? Because if you go to the first of the Elite Four, which is, what's her name, Lori? She has mostly ice Pokemon, but they're water-based, most of them. So it'll be like a Lapras or a Cloyster or something like that. And so you use a lot of the electric going through that portion. In order to try to stay up, especially if you're not utilizing grass Pokemon. And ice is effective against grass, so you got to be careful if you take ice. Alright, let's focus on what I'm actually doing here before my little rodent gets knocked out again, and I have to continuously run to the Pokemon Center like Ash as an irresponsible trainer. Man, I remember, so speaking of like the Thunderstone and evolving the Pikachu, I remember I used to get so upset when I would watch the anime back in the day, because Ash, when he goes to face Lieutenant Surge, we'll actually let Charmeleon have this one. When he goes to face Lieutenant Surge, whoops, that is not what I wanted to hit. Let me try this for the third time. When he goes to face Lieutenant Surge has a Raichu, and he basically ends up telling him, if you want to be successful, you're going to need to evolve your Pikachu. Otherwise, you're not going to have any success headed towards the Pokemon League. And I just remember, you know, Pikachu was like putting up a fight about it. And I always thought Raichu was cooler than Pikachu. Even though Pikachu's like the mascot or whatever, I liked Raichu's for some reason. And it always annoyed me that Ash would never get to evolve his Pikachu into a Raichu. I was like, why don't you turn it into a Raichu? It would be so much more successful on the team. So I know, then it's like it ruins the whole mascot and everything else. It doesn't mean it's a practical thought. It means that's what I wanted. All right. This chick looks like she'd have Pidgeys. Let's see what we got. Can you send out a bird so I can electrocute them easily, please? A rat, of course. No, hopefully I don't get another KO and we avoid some critical hits here. Of course I missed. Why wouldn't I miss? And then we're going to tackle. And it's going to take a decent amount away. And then I have to waste a turn using a potion. Yep. Oh, good. Well, at least that failed. Alright. So one of the most annoying things going through Mount Moon, when you're ready to go through that, is I always like to put the Pikachu... I swear to God, why is the quick attack hitting so hard? I guess because it's just a level below me. When you put the Pikachu in the front of the party, because it's like I'll keep running into Zubats, and I want to take care of them with super effective moves. So I'll put Pikachu in the front of the party. I'm like, alright, Pikachu's going to be the one that we work with. And then when I turn around and I use Pikachu, inevitably it'll only be like Geodudes and Onix that show up. I'm like, great. So now I have a Pokemon that's like completely ineffective against them other than using the quick attack if I have it by that point. So then I'll switch in. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll use like my Charmeleon or my Nidoran, of course. I just faint again. You know, for something like that. And then as soon as I put the other Pokemon in, all the Zubats will keep coming back. So there's no winning. But it will be our first encounter with Team Rocket. Alright. And back to the Poke Center we go. Gotta love the monotonous, repetitive grind from the very first gen, right? But that's part of what made it so great. You have to put in all the effort. Alright. Wrong way. Alright, let's heal him up and get back to it. I'd like to at least get through, you know, most of these trainers, but only got a couple minutes left before I close this one down. Alright. Let's go, let's go. Man, I wish I had the bike this early. Make this walking a lot quicker. So one of the other things I'll give credit to the newer gen games for is the walking shoes or whatever it is, where you can basically press the button down, or you can permanently put it on. And you can go much faster than the walking state that you normally have in the games. Alright, I guess we gotta take this kid on and then walk back through. Hey, you're not wearing shorts. Okay, so what? Yes, we can take a Sparrow, even at a lower level. Well, I don't want to talk too soon. You'll probably end up KOing me in one hit for some reason. But this will be a nice little bump in experience. There we go. All right. Level 12. Alright. And I guess I might consider, we'll have to see how much, so how much money do we have? Oops. 851. Yeah, it's like I could use the escape rope when we're going through, because I'd hate to backtrack. But escape ropes are like 500. It's a lot of money to spend this early in the game to get a hold of an escape rope. Alright. I think we're getting close. I think there's somebody else towards the end of the pathway here that has a Jigglypuff. And then we'll be getting close to Mount Moon. Paralyzed. That is another annoying one. I think the status condition I hate the most is confusion. I hate confusion. Because I feel like... So supposedly, I believe you only have a 25% chance of harming yourself. But I swear to God, it's like 3 out of 5 times my Pokemon ends up harming themselves. I feel like it happens way more than it should. Now, the good thing about confusion is you'll eventually come out of it. You don't have to have something that cures it. But I just can't stand the random chance. I guess, and then I would rank paralysis next. Because I can always deal with taking small amounts of damage from burns or poison and then just cure that. But with paralysis, I don't want to waste a turn to cure it and then, you know, be paralyzed again. And then it's like you try to fight with it. And again, I feel like more often than not, it'll be like, oh, they're paralyzed. They can't use the move. So, all right, we're running 16 minutes. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here because we'll be close to Mount Moon to get ready for Mount Moon for the next one. So let's go ahead and save. And I'll also quick save it right after this. So, Professor signing out. You are lucky you got 2 in a day. You're very welcome. See you guys later.